So you're inching closer to retirement and you want to ensure that you make the best possible decisions to enhance the future retirement viability for the next 25 to 30 years. And that is a great mindset to have for any pre retiree, but just as important as playing good offense when it comes to your retirement readiness, you want to play good defense as well. And you want to make sure you avoid making the big mistakes that could derail everything. Hi, my name is Derek Delaney. I'm a certified financial planner, and these are the type of conversations I have with my clients for a living. So, when we're talking about the big mistakes all pre retirees and newly retired individuals should avoid, there are 5 primary ones that come to mind. And that is why in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 retirement mistakes you'll regret if you don't catch them in time for any pre retiree. Mistake number 1 is waiting too long to create your income plan. Many pre-retirees keep their eye on investment markets and they keep a close eye on the value of their 401ks, their IRAs, their Roth IRAs, or whatever other retirement asset they have. And they want to ensure that it continues to grow, and their focus is on a growth strategy while reducing risk. But when you get within 5 years of retirement, your mindset should shift from how do I grow these assets to how do I make sure these assets can officially turn into some sort of income stream for me in retirement. And this is where a lot of newly retiree individuals get in trouble. They get within a year of retirement or they get into retirement and they go, holy cow, how do I take this huge pile of money that I've accumulated over the last 30 years and turn it into an income stream? And if they ask that question in front of the wrong type of financial advisor, there is a high probability they will end up buying some sort of life insurance or annuity product that they almost certainly do not need, because the promises based off of that product will lead them to believe they are solving a problem that they should have solved years prior. So if you're within 5 years of retirement, you need to understand what your income plan is going to be. You need to simulate your withdrawals. You need to model what taxes could look like leading into and throughout retirement. You need to map out which accounts you're going to pull money from and when, based off of the withdrawal strategies you have put in place. And then you need to simulate all of that multiple times over again, experiencing different future rates of return in inflation sequences to give you a great idea what retirement could look like and what your game plan is going to be as far as where you're going to pull income from in the most efficient way. And knowing that your withdrawal strategy will be dictated on what experiences you run into early in retirement to limit that sequence of return risk. So having an idea of what your retirement income plan is going to be and modeling that a number of different ways to give you confidence early in retirement that your plan can survive any sort of poor economic experience within those first couple years is huge. And then also ensuring that you're not going to have to go out and buy some sort of product that you ultimately don't need to solve a problem that you should have solved many years before. So mistake number 1 is not understanding and creating your retirement income plan soon enough. Don't push that off. Mistake number 2, getting into retirement without a Social Security claiming strategy. So a number of different retirees will get into retirement and their thought is, well, I'm just going to wait till 70 because that's when I've been told I get the biggest Social Security check. And there's nothing wrong with that. On the flip side of that, many retirees get into retirement and they go, I'm going to claim as early as possible, which is age 62. So I know that I will at least get some money out of the Social Security system that I've been paying into my entire life before I die. Those thoughts and rules of thumb are okay, but that is not in any way the best alternative to maximize or optimize your Social Security. Instead, you need to take all the different claiming options you have in front of you and see which ones align best with that retirement income plan. And some of the factors you're going to want to consider are your age, when you're going to retire, your income needs, your health, the Social Security benefit as far as size your spouse will receive when they're going to take it, and ultimately, what is the opportunity cost you will experience taking that Social Security check later in life, knowing that to supplement your income, you're going to have to pull more from those investment accounts earlier, potentially losing out on rates of return on those dollars as you're waiting to take Social Security at a later date. So understanding what your Social Security strategy is going to be, how you're going to optimize it given your specific financial situation, and most importantly, how it aligns with your overall retirement plan becomes absolutely essential. The people who don't work through that process when it comes to their Social Security almost always underutilize those benefits long term. Mistake number 3 is ignoring taxes in retirement. Taxes are something that are going to affect everybody, and it's a moving target because you and I have no control what the IRS and Congress is going to do with tax rates next year, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. And if your retirement timeline is 15, 20, 30, 40 years long, there is a high probability that taxes will go in a direction that is not optimal for you. So getting out ahead of that and understanding how taxes are going to affect your retirement, both short and long term, and aligning that with your overall retirement plan becomes absolutely critical, because if it's a risk we can't take care of down the road because we have no control over it, managing that liability today becomes a huge benefit for a retiree who expects to live in retirement for multiple decades moving forward. Now, the common strategies that a lot of pre-retirees and newly retiree individuals can take advantage of when it comes to tax planning in retirement are things like Roth conversions, capital gain harvesting, tax loss harvesting, making sure that the sequence of your withdrawals fit with what your long-term tax plan and goals are. And then making sure that you ultimately adjust and update that tax plan on an ongoing basis so you always ensure that it is fitting in best, considering new tax laws and new changes to your personal financial situation is key. And if done right for many retirees, optimizing your taxes can easily save you 6 or 7 figures over your lifetime or your beneficiary's lifetime. So it is absolutely something you don't want to ignore leading into and especially starting out in retirement. Mistake number 4 is underestimating healthcare costs in retirement. If you're an individual who's going to retire before you get to Medicare age, which is age 65, chances are you will need to bridge your medical insurance gap from whatever age you retire to Medicare age. And medical insurance, private medical insurance for those early retirees is becoming more costly and more complex than it ever has been before. Incredible how that landscape has changed for the worse over the last 6 to 12 to 18 months. I know many insurance agents who used to offer products in that space that are now getting out because of how crazy things have gotten. So plan ahead, understand what your options are and how you're going to get yourself from retirement to Medicare and what that gap consists of as far as cost when it comes to premiums for that medical insurance. And if you're giving yourself enough time to plan ahead, make sure to increase the cost more than what you think it's going to be so your estimates are conservative so there are no surprises in that area. And the other area of medical costs that could creep up and surprise people later on in life is long-term care. So there is a chance that you or your spouse or both of you will have to go to some sort of care facility, whether that's for a short period of time or an extended stay because of some sort of health problems you may encounter down the road. Planning for that is key in understanding how that risk could or could not impact your overall retirement and legacy goals down the road. There are 3 ways you could pay for that. You can pay for it yourself, you can buy some sort of insurance product and hope the insurance company pays for it, or you can spend everything you have and get on Medicaid. No answer is right or wrong given your financial situation, but understanding what path you're going to pursue and understanding that early enough could provide you with more flexibility and optionality down the road to make sure those risks don't overtake your retirement and legacy goals by the time you get to your 80s or 90s when you're most likely going to need that sort of care. And then finally, mistake number 4 that retirees regret not dealing with earlier in life is them not understanding what their purpose or the plan for their time is going to be once they actually get to retirement. It's very, very difficult to go from 60 mile an hour, wake up, go to work, have a ton of different things to have to worry about, to being fully retired and not having a set schedule or purpose in life, specifically when you look out for the next 20, 30 years. So understanding what you're going to do when you actually get to retirement to fill that free time and to fill that purpose driven aspect you've had in life for the last 35, 40 years while you've been working is really, really important. And the easiest way to do that is to give yourself enough time before retirement to experiment. Trying a new hobby, or taking on some sort of volunteering role, or maybe just traveling more while you're working to get a better understanding of what you think you'll actually enjoy spending your time on before you get to retirement is going to help you step in and fill that void or time when you actually get to your retirement age. And you don't have to guess because you've already experienced a number of different things and you figured out what you actually enjoy in life before you actually get to retirement to build that time and purpose in retirement. You want to play defense. You want to avoid the mistakes that end up derailing people's retirement longevity and viability. And doing that and giving yourself enough time before retirement is a huge benefit that most pre-retirees need to take advantage of, because retirement is more than just accumulating and trying to hit a number. It's about planning and making sure that all facets of your retirement are being looked at, planned for, and executed on. If you're looking for a financial professional who can step in to help you coordinate and organize it all today and help you manage that ongoing into and through retirement, I invite you to click on the link below and schedule your free consultation. And I'd be happy to share with you how my flat fee retirement planning firm has stepped in to assist my clients in similar situations in the impact we're able to make. So until that future conversation, happy retirement planning.